Welcome everyone to the latest installment of the Empower Best Practice series. Today we'll be talking about layout tools. I will be showing you the different tools and how to utilize them in your everyday workflow. And also, don't worry, if you don't see them in your ribbon, I will also be showing you how to set them up. All right, let's get started. So here I have a presentation, and presentation has different objects, and I just did this so that way it's a little bit quicker in showing you how to um, utilize the tools as opposed to having to draw different shapes, but you'll get the idea as you see the layout tools in action. So the first thing is to notice here in the ribbon, you have this layout toolbar button and nothing next to it in terms of layout functions. And so what you can do is just click on this button. And when you do this, the quick access pane opens up and you will see all your different layout tools. Now, for easy access, what we'll do is we'll click on this little gearbox. And from here you can select a few subsets of these tools. And for me right now, I'll click on Arrange, Position, Resize, and Stretch, and you'll see that they've all showed up right up here. So from here I can just close that gearbox, and we're done. Okay, so let's get into the tools, right? So here, we're going to take all these objects and move them and align them within the drawing area. The interesting part about this here is that you don't have to select them. You can just go ahead and start clicking on the arrows, and we'll go ahead and move those for you all together. Spacing is all the same, and here now it's just easy alignment, right? You just one click and off you go. We have tools to also make sure that you take up the whole drawing area. So for example, in this chart, it came in really small. I need to make this large. I mean, normally you would have to move this over and start stretching and go like this. But with us, with Empower, all you need to do is just click on the Fit to Area button. And when you do that, we'll stretch that out for you. If you have objects outside of the drawing area, that's also not a problem because we'll go ahead and just click on that on the Fit to Area button, the same button that you just clicked on before, and you'll notice that Empower has put that all within the area, right? So now it's touching both the height and the width of the drawing area. So let's say here we have some objects here and we need to make them the same size, as opposed to going in and trying to fiddle with numbers and overlapping perhaps and trying to drag them to make them the same size. What we're going to do here is we're just going to select the three objects, and then from here I'm going to click on the same size button. When I do this, Empower first chooses the larger size, but if I click on it again, Empower actually understands that I meant the smaller size, and so from there you can just toggle through. I have some text boxes here. I need to make them the full height of the page. They're not right now. Just simply click the Fit to Height button. Here I have an object. I'd like to stretch this out full width. I can go ahead and click on the Fit to Width button. And when I do this, one thing that you should notice is that this all maintained its shape, right? So it didn't get distorted. Moving on, we have ways to set margins. So here what I'll do is I'll select all of these objects right here. And then I'm going to go over to my stretch category. From here, I'm going to go ahead and select the same margin horizontal. By the way, I also have it up here. And so what I'll do is I'll just click on this button. And here what you'll see is you have some options, right? In this case, I have a ½ inch margin, and I'll say don't resize. So that way it truly is ½ inch, and it'll stay there between all the different objects. So then when I click on OK, you'll notice now that these are ½ inch. And then from here, by the way, we can just simply click on that center button, right? And so now everything is right there, right in the middle of the slide. So this is a fun tool here. So divide or multiply shapes. So I'm going to select the box. I can either right here go into my quick access a ribbon right here, or go into the quick access pane and just click on the same button over here. And so here I'm going to show you different things. So first of all, I'm going to show you what happens when you just choose, let's say, multiply the shape. So 3 by 4, sure. I'll click OK, and you'll see that now we have 4 rows. 4 rows and 3 columns. I'm sorry, 3 columns and 4 rows. And then from here, let's go back, and I'm going to once again, this time divide the shape instead of multiply it. I'll hit OK. And then you'll see that we've divided that in with all the parameters of the big shape. And then lastly, and I'm just hitting Control Z there, by the way, I can go back and select Fit to Drawing Area. And now from here, you'll see that we fill up the entire drawing area with the 4 columns and 3 rows. All right, let's move on. So here, we're going to be talking about what we call the reference shape concept. And so I'll explain what that means. So here, if I go ahead and I select these boxes right here, I'm going to ask PowerPoint actually to align this. So I'll just go ahead and click on the Align Center. And when I do this, this is native PowerPoint. PowerPoint has aligned it, but the issue is that the entire group, the final position of the entire group, is some average of all the different lengths of the objects, and it puts it somewhere where I don't really want it. Really what I want is I wanted to take this entire shape and I wanted to put it right here on the side, right? So what we do with Empower is we allow you to create or select a reference shape or an anchor shape, if you will. So you select all the objects, then simply click the one that you would like to be the reference shape, and then from here, now when I choose Align Center, Empower aligns everything for you, but it uses that reference shape as its anchor. All right. We have ways now here to easy access to align to one side, right? So if not align, actually to resize. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all of these boxes. And then from here, I can just simply go to resize. And again, I can go here in the quick access pane, or I can go right up here into my ribbon. And I can just select the side that I'd like to resize. And there you notice now on the right-hand side, it's all aligned. On the left-hand side, it is as it is. Okay. Sometimes you may wind up with a slide that has many objects, small objects perhaps, and you have objects of the same color that you need to choose or the same type. Well, from here you can have that one-click access to this. So for example, if I'd like to grab all the text boxes from this particular slide, I can just simply go to Select and select Same Objects. When I click on this, I'm selecting all of them, right? And then from here I can do anything I want to them. I can make them bold. I can resize them. Or if I want to select by color, I can simply just select the one that I want, and then from here go select Same Color. And again, that is laid out there for me where I now have selected those objects, and from there I can change colors and do what I wish. All right, moving down the toolbar here, or the quick access pane here, let's go ahead and we'll look at angles. So angles, quite simple. You can flip them. You can also rotate them. The idea here is that you have easy access to those functions. Regarding drawing, here I have 2 circles. And of course, you have different ways or different options. You can go ahead and bind them together, if you will, or you can knock them out. But go ahead and play around with those. You'll see that you'll find them useful when needing to create custom objects for your slide. Here I have a text box, and I'd like to go ahead and set the margin. Well, easy enough. You can just go ahead here and I'll say 1 inch, and 1 inch here, top, right, and bottom. Bottom really doesn't matter, but and so now I have this. The interesting part about this, though, is if I select this box, I can go ahead and say Learn Margin. And now, if I have another slide, I can just say Set Margin. And there we go, we're repeating that, right? We're repeating that format for those text boxes, and then they'll all be consistent. Moving down a little bit here, so I have some little quickies here, right? It's things that kind of just make things move along a little faster. And so, for example, here I have these 3 different charts on 3 different slides, and they're all aligned to the left. If you take a look actually right over here, not at the actual drawing area, but right over here on the side, I'm going to ask Empower just to move them. And so simply I'm just going to center them by clicking that same center button that I've done before. And when I do that, I've all 3 of those, right? On all those 3 slides have moved over quickly, just saving me some time from going from slide to slide. In addition, just to repeat that process a little bit, they can be on either side of the slide. So I have a box over on the right, I have a box over on the left-hand side over here. Again, clicking that center we'll go ahead and move those along and put them into center. Lastly here, we have a tool that a lot of our users use, and that is the position painter. And so here we have this section 1 box right up here, and sometimes what you'll notice is that you'll have that box move around a bit from slide to slide, right? You have some object that just isn't staying put. Well, what we can do is we can actually select that box, go into the position painter, and then from here I can click on Learn, Apply Repeatedly, and now I just need to go into those other slides and simply click on that particular box, and it will be sized and positioned accordingly. Okay, well, this was a look at our layout tools. Again, if you have any questions, please by all means reach out and email us at empower@maidenoffice.com. Have a great day.